Update. Honda Odyssey. This is the one we had in that the cluster was going wonky. Now those of you who stuck it out, tried and true, dedicated SMA watchers, watch right to the end of the video where I show the cluster going hooky just on the bench. So what did I do? First I called United Radio and said, can you fix these? And they said, no, we don't work on Honda clusters. So then I said, okay, not a problem. Called Honda. It's like $800 for this cluster. The guy said, no way, Jose. So I said, well, let's get a used one for it. So I did. And then I used Honda's IHDS, so that's the factory scan tool that we have for Hondas. And I installed the used one here, which I got from the salvage yard. And I thought that perhaps I could take the OG, so this is the original right here, and we could take all the data from it, from the OG, and then we could put it in this one. However, that feature on the Honda factory tool only works if the cluster is brand new. So, long story short, I took the cluster here, set miles on new cluster. Okay, that's from United Radio. So I called my boys at United Radio and says, I know you don't work on Honda, but please, 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 pretty please swap the EEPROM over from the OG into the used one, which I already verified worked. And then that way our mileage is right, because this one only had like 41,000 miles on it, but the used one had 150 something. So I was like, well, the guy's not gonna be super happy with that, even though it works. So, needless to say, according to United Radio here on the piece of paper they sent, let's see what they say. And they write, set miles on cluster. Swapped odometer info from old cluster to new. No other services are performed. No warranty. So that's that, which I don't care. I don't need a warranty. I mean, like, really, how often do these things go bad? Like, hardly ever. Well, let's see if our old boy there at United Radio did a good job for us. So, again, this is the used one, which I got for a song. Pretty cheap. Not really a song, but got it cheap. And they were very specific to the submodel of the vehicle, whether it's, LX, EX, EXL, yada yada. So, okay, we got lights, so that's good. Now let's see, 41,943, we got the exact mileage. Woo, woo, woo. That's good. Got some tripping on there. Oil life's at 100. We don't know where that's at for real. Of course, we're going to have a money light on, which we have to clear down there, which is to be expected. We've got a lot of no communication problems when the cluster's unhooked, and then when we start it and drive it outside. So, which I knew about. But the good news is, even though United Radio does not work on Honda clusters, if you call and beg and ask nicely to the lady and have conversations with her about the toilet paper shortage, she gets you right in. But again, they don't normally do this, but kind of an interesting story. So I did send this thing in, and then I get a call from the area code of United Radio. I get a call from the 315, I call it. I answer it, and it's the it's the guy. He's like, hey, from United Radio, just watch your video on that cluster, blah blah blah, stuff like that. We're chit-chatting. He's like, what do you know? I get to work, and what sits on my desk but your cluster? So he said it wasn't going to be a big deal. He found it pretty interesting. Been meaning to call him to ask him if he tore apart the OG to see if it was like, bad solder joint or what the deal was. I don't know if he investigated into it. Said he was going to fiddle with it a little bit. I didn't look to see if there's any notes in that box, but we'll look and see. Anyhow, I'm going to get this put together, get the light cleared. Then we're going to leave the key on for about an hour. This one should be good though. He did leave me a love note on this cluster. And he writes, Eric O, the original cluster ran on the bench for 2+ hours with no issues. Love always, B. Isn't that the way it works, folks? But the good news is we have video proof, and he got to see it. So obviously he believes us, hopefully. If you guys missed it, make sure you go back to the original video. Link will pop up on the screen there, hopefully. And you will see that was the same problem I had. First time we diagnosed it, I took it out, left it under the hood, plugged to the battery, nothing. The thing's working great. Put it in, driving around, everything's great. And then after that, we put the tires on it, and I take it for a drive, and it starts screwing up again. I take it out, put it on the bench, and boom, it sits there flickering, and it goes right into a frenzy with only power and ground attached to it. So we know for a fact 100% the cluster was bad. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, no worries. So the code stored in it's a U155. Lost comm with instrument panel. So no problem. So we're going to erase that because obviously we know why that problem was there. We'll get that erased. That's erased. Fire it up. And then my boy Josh going to drive it home, run it through a drive cycle, and we'll be golden. I'm going to park it out back here for Josh. Took it on a 1.9 mile ride. Cluster stayed good. I have no doubts in this cluster or in our original diagnosis. So I'll let my boy Josh drive it home. Hopefully get the drive cycle so we can get the thing inspected, because the inspection ran out years ago. I don't think the thing gets driven much, but thankfully right now in New York State you don't have to have your car inspected. They have some kind of leeway or something there with the whole C word, the pandemic that's happening in the world currently as of today. Anyhow, I just want to give you guys a follow-up. Hope you like it. If you have cluster issues, I've had very good success using United Radio out of Syracuse, New York. I ship them out. As a matter of fact, I got one out there right now. I did 5 of them this week. I had a run on clusters for a whole week. It was bizarre. Anyhow, I've always had good success to get them back. They're fixed. Everything works. We're happy. I'm happy. You're happy. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.